everyone, I'm Mia, and today we'll be making soft, gooey cinnamon rolls for new bakers. So let's get started. 1 cup of warm milk, 5 tablespoons of granulated sugar, 1 packet of active dry yeast, 4 2/3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/3 cup of packed light brown sugar, half a cup of unsalted butter, 1 large egg, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, 1 1/2 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay, first off, in the bowl that you'll be mixing everything in, you'll add 1 cup of warm milk. To help wake our yeast up, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. We're then going to add 1 packet of active dry yeast, not instant yeast. This lets our dough double rise. Give this a mix, and we're going to put this aside for 5 minutes till it froths up. Into a large bowl, measure out 4 2/3 cups of all-purpose flour. Measure out 1/3 cup of light brown sugar and make sure it has no lumps. Also add 1 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then I'm going to add in half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Then you're going to melt half a cup of butter. This is what it'll look like melted. While we're waiting for our yeast to froth, we're going to give our dry ingredients a mix. In a bigger bowl, we're going to mix our dry ingredients with our yeast that has risen. We're then going to add half a cup of unsalted butter, melted. We're going to add 1 large egg, room temperature. And then 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. You can use a stand mixer, but today I'm going to be using a hand mixer to mix all of this together. You're going to mix your dough until it is tacky to the touch, that it doesn't stick to my clean fingers. And you will have to mix it for about 8 to 10 minutes to get this consistency of dough. Grab a big bowl and lightly oil it with olive oil. This is where we're going to put our dough and let it sit for about 2 hours. You're going to grab your dough and flip it on the opposite side and let it sit. I'm going to put this in my oven and we'll be back in 2 hours.
2 hours later.
Our dough should have doubled in size and is ready to now knead. 6 tablespoons unsalted butter, half a cup of light brown sugar, 1 1/2 tablespoons cinnamon. We're gonna mix together half a cup of light brown sugar and 1 1/2 cup of cinnamon. We could just grab a fork and just mix it all together. Put this aside and put our dough in a lightly floured surface. And then we're gonna throw our dough upside down. With my floured hands, I'm gonna pat it and shape it into a 12 by 24. We're gonna get 6 tablespoons of melted butter. Not that melted, but where you touch it and it makes an indent. And then we're gonna swab it on different parts of the dough.
Should we just get top view, like bird's eye view?
Make sure your butter is well melted, because if it's not, it could tear the dough. We don't want that happening. We're gonna bring back the mix we made with the sugar and cinnamon, and we're gonna evenly spread it all over. In a 9x13 baking dish, we're gonna oil it up with butter very lightly. We're gonna set this aside, measure this 2 inches each roll, and we're gonna just score it. You could use a ruler. Cutting this, you can use either a knife or dental floss that's unscented and unwaxed. And basically, you have to strangle your cinnamon roll just so it doesn't get mushed with the knife. So we're gonna push it with our thumb so it kind of pops out, and we're gonna squeeze it at the bottom, and then we're gonna place it right next. Place them in your baking dish with space to grow, because we're gonna let them sit in a warm place. Make sure you put a towel, loose towel. It can either be damp or not damp. We're gonna put this in my oven. Four ounces of cream cheese, 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, a pinch of salt, 2 cups of powdered sugar, 1 to 2 tablespoons milk. We get our cinnamon rolls out of the oven. They'll look like this. We'll preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and put those to bake for 20 to 25 minutes until they're golden brown. We're going to make the glaze. You're gonna put in 2 tablespoons of butter at room temperature, and then 4 ounces of cream cheese, and then you're going to add a pinch of salt. Almost forgot to add our 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So before mixing it, add that in there, and then you can mix it on low. To make our mixture more smooth and sweeter, I'm gonna add 2 cups of powdered sugar. Depending on the consistency that you want your glaze, you could add 1 to 2 tablespoons of milk. I'm adding 2 tablespoons. I'm gonna mix that in. Our cinnamon rolls are out of the oven, and now we're gonna get a big spoon and glaze it all over. Make sure to get every nook and cranny. You want to fill it all up